a low cut.
Hi friends, good evening. Welcome back to the channel. It is so great to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Wednesday evening to you. I hope you are well. I hope you're having a fantastic week so far, and I hope the weather is better by you than it is here by me. The temperature is perfect, but we're in for some nasty storms coming through again here soon. It's been raining on and off the last couple of days. It started out with beautiful warm weather, then the weather tanked, and it got actually kind of cold, only into the 40s. And now we're supposed to get warmer weather again. So these fronts keep blowing through, and they're bringing some nasty, nasty storms with them. But anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope everybody's okay, everybody's safe. And I wanted to thank everybody for allowing me to reschedule this live stream from yesterday to today. I do apologize for any confusion that anybody um, experienced because of it. I was absolutely exhausted yesterday, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I'm not a whole lot much better today, but I really want to get this project together, and I thought, what better way to maybe get a little bit more of a burst of energy than to spend some time in front of the camera with you guys. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, and I'm not going to actually be teasing the dogs today, and there's good reason for that. For most of you probably know this already. I think I mentioned it on my Sunday stream, but Benji went in for a little bit of a surgery for her snip surgery, and so he's actually in a crate right now. We need to keep him calm. He's not supposed to be running around or jumping or playing for the next 2 weeks. He's okay. The surgery went well. Everybody's fine. But he's not supposed to be jumping around or anything for the next couple of weeks. So Mr. Wizard is actually giving him some more his next round of medications here shortly. So I'm not going to shake the treat container tonight. If a puppy does come in here, I will go ahead and give it to him, but I just don't want to shake it. I don't want to tease him with it. Because, with all the medicines and stuff that he's on, we don't want him to get an icky tummy or anything else. So just so you guys know, so if you see a puppy, great, but I'm not gonna call them in here tonight. So I hope you guys understand that. Poor Benji has to be in a crate for 2 weeks. Well, he doesn't necessarily need to be in his crate for 2 weeks, but he has to stay calm for 2 weeks. It's not easy keeping a puppy calm for the full 2 weeks. I gotta tell you, especially him, because him and Addison love to play so much. So both of them are a little confused and a little grumpy, and they just don't quite understand it. So I feel real bad for him, but it's only day one of post surgery, so I'm sure things will kind of calm down a little bit, and things will get a little bit better. But anyway, I wanted to let you guys know what was going on. Let me go ahead and hop into chat really quickly and say hello to everybody in chat. I know there's still a little bit of confusion as to whether we are live or not live, so I know the numbers are kind of low today, and that's totally fine. I get that. I understand. But I appreciate everybody that's hanging out with us tonight. Tonight we are going to be working on I didn't even tell you guys what we're working on. We are going to be working on our Spools of the Year project. This one is called So Lucky. It's supposed to be for St. Patrick's Day. I know I'm a little late. And that's actually why we're going to be doing another one next week as well. We're going to be doing our Easter one next week because I'm trying to get back ahead of the holidays so that we can actually enjoy these during the holiday week. So this is what this one's going to look like. It's really cute. It's a 3-leaf clover with the spool there at the bottom. Really cute and adorable. So I'm excited to get going on this one. I'm not sure, as you can see, I don't have a special guest tonight. She is hanging out in her room. She kind of was tired herself because, we've all been kind of anxiety-driven with everything going on with Benji. So she actually said she wanted to go to bed early tonight. So I get that. I understand. Totally get it. So it's just going to be us this evening, and we'll see how things go. But let me first pop into chat, say hello to everybody there. I know there was a few people that went into chat before the stream even started yesterday, so I want to give a quick shout out to them real quickly. Carrie Leonard was the very first person yesterday, so I appreciated that. Thank you so much for that. Naomi was also here yesterday, so was Nancy. Nancy, it's so great to see you again. I hope you're well. Katie was also here last night. Same thing with Rita. So I really appreciate those ladies popping in. Same thing with Terry. I appreciated them popping in. I'm glad that they saw my note last night, and hopefully they'll be back again today. Patty, good evening. Patty was also in this evening, so hopefully she'll be back again as well. But welcome back, Laura. Soup is here, so thank you very much, Laura, for hanging out with us this evening. Lucas is in the house. Good evening, bud. I hope you're well. Hope you're doing pretty good. I talked to my daughter this morning, or earlier today. Tony called me. She got a weird phone call about, we had hail come through the other day, so of course now all the roofers and the siders are calling us for insurance claims. And Tony actually got one of the calls for a new roof on the house that she doesn't live in and doesn't own, so that was fun. So she called to let me know about that. So that was kind of interesting. Sean, good evening. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. Happy Wednesday evening to you. I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore. I hope you're well. I hope you're hanging out with us tonight. Thank you. Mary, good evening. Welcome back. It's so great to see you also. Thanks so much for being here. Laura says, I'm in Arizona, so I shouldn't have any complaints, but my rescue dog doesn't like rainy weather. Yeah, I wouldn't, our dogs, that's the other reason why I haven't been getting much sleep is because of all this rain and stuff. Addison hates the rain, and she hates the rain, but the thunder makes it even worse. And so she got herself really worked up on Monday night, Tuesday night. I don't remember what day it was anymore. I think it was Monday night. She got herself really worked up Monday night to the point where she actually made herself sick. Poor little thing. So she was sick all day Tuesday. While Benji was getting his surgery, and then she was up all night once. I was like, none of us in the house have gotten any sleep because of the poor animals. And none of us are upset with the animals. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, so it's just it's been a rough couple of days, and we're like, we need a nap. So we'll see how I hold out here. But yeah, I totally feel for you with your rescue dog not liking the nasty weather. I get that. Yep, totally get that. Yep. Oops, too many here. Hi Sylvia, good evening. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. Welcome back. Gladys is also here with us this evening. Good evening, Gladys. Thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Got a pretty small crowd right now, and that's okay. That's fine. I totally get it. I appreciate it. You guys get a head on your thimbles. I was actually putting together Patty's box. She's got her million thimble redemption. She sent me an email and said she was going to go ahead and redeem. Originally, she said she was going to hold on to them to get to 2 million. And then she decided no, she's going to go ahead and redeem them for her $1 million thimble prize. So I was putting that together a little bit before the camera turned on earlier today. So I'll be excited to see if she redeems them tonight or maybe another night, but that's all right. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started with tonight's project. I am on step number 1. We're going to be making some. It's not quite a flying geese because the triangles don't actually match up together, but it's going to be close. So I've got some pieces here. You guys can see that Baby is still out getting a little bit of a nip and tuck. She's getting a little bit of a facelift. They have not called me yet to let me know that she's ready. I'll probably give them another week before I give them a call. So we're working on Baby Brother tonight. He is our backup machine. And he does not have a thread cutter on him, so I actually have to cut all my threads myself, so I feel very unspoiled right now. I really miss my thread cutter. So how is everybody else this evening? How is your week going? Are you guys working on any fun projects right now or anything else going on for you? Let's go ahead and get this other side. Since they're not actually flying geese, I don't need to worry about folding it and trimming it one at a time, so I can go ahead and sew it up right away. But what is everybody else working on this evening or this week? I am also working remotely from home this week so that I can hang out with Benji, make sure he's doing okay. He's going to be on meds for the next few days. And he's a new puppy. We don't know how he's going to react on meds, so we wanted to make sure that we were going to be home with him. So I enjoy working remotely from home. I don't get to do it very often. I do enjoy it. I actually get quite a bit more done at home than I do in the office. But when you're distracted trying to take care of a puppy and then it's, first day of the month, first day of a new quarter, it's a little bit stressful. It's a lot. If I'm being perfectly honest, if I didn't have this live stream tonight, I probably would still be working because I had a lot going on. But that's okay. That's all right. I've got tomorrow and I've got Friday to take care of things, so it'll be fine. Let's go ahead and get these cut up. We're gonna try and do this a little bit in an assembly line, because I don't have my assistant tonight, so I'm gonna have to try and be a little bit efficient about it. So I've got those three ironed up. I'll get those trimmed up in a minute. Let's go ahead and get the other ones done now. Oops. Sean says, I'm off Friday, so looking forward to a long weekend. Ooh, nice, Sean. Yeah, that'll be nice. Yeah, Laura says, we can't blame our animals, but I'm sure missing some sleep right now. Yeah, you and me both, hon. You and me both. I'm used to not getting much sleep because I suffer from insomnia, so I usually don't get more than 4 to 6 hours of sleep anyway. But I don't think I got 4 hours of sleep. I got 4 hours of sleep the last 2 days. So it's been a bit much. Let's see. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and get these sewn up now. So I'm going to get all this stuff sewn up, and then we'll get it all pressed up and sliced, or trimmed down and sliced and stuff. Second star to the Red by Art East. Oh, wow. I think I saw that pattern online available in a couple of different places. Really pretty pattern. Really, really pretty pattern. All right, last one for this piece here. Hi Raven, good evening. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for being a member of the channel as well. We did have our members. Oh, we had our members only live stream on Monday. Oh my gosh, and a major storm rolled through. And you the members got to see it on camera, but a crack of thunder rolled right over top of my house. I swear to God, it sounded like it was right above my house. I must have jumped 3 feet in the air, right on the camera. it was a little bit of an embarrassing moment, but everybody got to see it, so that was fun. Little bit of an embarrassing moment. All right, so now I'm gonna make these real quick. These pieces here. I'm trying to do a bunch of sewing, then a bunch of trying to be efficient about it. But yeah, it was pretty funny. I'm still trying to. I haven't gotten a chance to look at today. I tried to look yesterday and it wouldn't let me, but I was trying to see if I could create a clip of it and post it as a short on the channel so everybody could enjoy my embarrassing jump, my jump scare, if you will. It was a really, really loud crack of thunder. A couple of our members said it sounded like a bomb went off. It kind of felt like it. The whole house shook. I actually watched the replay, and you can see the camera actually like very gently shake. And it was funny because Mama Joyce was on the camera with me, and she's 3/4 of a mile from me, so it's not like she's very far. But I jumped, and then she jumped, so you could tell that like who heard it when. It was crazy. It was really, really crazy. Yeah, he's here. He was just in chat a second ago. Raven. I got robbed already. Yeah, he's here. The bottom right corner. Hi, Nancy. Good evening. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining us. I did say hi to you earlier, but it was from your yesterday post, so I appreciated you being here yesterday. I appreciate you coming back again tonight. Welcome back. There we go. Yeah, I couldn't figure it out either, Lucas. I couldn't figure it out myself, so I was gonna try and see if I could just download the video and save it. But yeah, I don't think you can do clips of members only. I couldn't get it to work. Probably for security or privacy reasons, I'm sure. Sure that had something to do with it. Hi, baby. If you're quiet and you don't call your sisters in here, we don't make your baby brother feel bad. I can give you one, but you gotta be real quiet. Ivy has really enjoyed the fact that Benji's been in his crate for 2 days. You can't bother her. You can do this quietly. Raven. Raven, you missed it. I was telling everybody earlier that I'm not calling the other dogs in here because Benji's recovering from his surgery, and I don't want to rile him up. He's in his crate, so I said I would give treats to anybody that came in, but I wasn't gonna call anybody tonight. So and Addie's been kind of stressed out herself because of all these storms, so I'm kind of just letting all the dogs calm down a little bit. Any of the other ones come in here, I'll go ahead and give it to him, but I'm not gonna call him in because Benji's in his crate, and I don't want him to get riled up. He's already having enough of a hard time. Poor guy. He had his snip surgery yesterday. So he is on pain meds, and we do actually have some sedatives for him to keep him kind of calm. Hi, Patty. No, I actually canceled last night. Sorry for the confusion, sweetheart. I canceled and rescheduled last night for tonight. Sorry about that. I realized after I was getting things ready to go tonight that that message didn't really have a date on it, so sorry about that. Also, Patty, I'm getting your I got your stuff together for your 1 million redemption. If you wanted to try and redeem those symbols tonight, or if you want to wait till Sunday, that's up to you. But I'm getting that that package together for you. All right. Yeah, hop up and out and don't need stitches. Yeah, no, ours needs stitches. Edson, come here. There's Addison, and I didn't call her. Hey, Addie. Good girl. She is a little lost herself because her and Benji usually play together a lot, and he's not allowed to play for the next 2 weeks. So she's all like, what is happening? With kitties, they just pop the jewels out and don't even use stitches. Patty, all you need to do is do exclamation point redeem space car. C-A-R. And that will redeem your million symbols. Like I said, I'm getting that box together now. Alright, so let's go ahead and trim these. Then we'll iron them up. We'll see how far we get. Not sure if we're going to get the whole project done tonight or not. We'll have to wait and see. See how much we can get done together. There you go, Patty. Now, of course, the redemption does say model car, but we've already talked about it. And we've got a different price package set up for you, so don't you worry. Oh, that's right, this thing is really long. I forgot. It's long and it's loud. But you know, for 1,000,000 thimbles, it should be long and loud, right? It's obnoxious. Hearts and chat for Patty, folks, for redeeming in 1,000,000 thimbles. Hearts and chat for Patty, please. Raven's trying to redeem all of Lucas's thimbles. Well, congratulations again, Patty. As I said, that package is already in the works. It'll probably be in the mail by this weekend. I told you guys I give you a rundown of what it entails already. Felt like a millionaire for a while. There you go. There you go. It's a full-size jelly roll and either 2 charm packs or a layer cake, depending on what I have in my stash. If I have 2 matching charm packs, you'll get those. If not, then you'll get a layer cake, as well as a handful of notions and a pattern or 2 is usually what I've been throwing in there. In addition to that, you also get to pick from what I call an oversized notion, which is basically, just an oversized notion of something that you know that you will use. And we kind of talk about it. We work through it together to pick what that is. Sandra picked the thread cutter here. This was her oversized notion, the thread cutter with the blade. That was her oversized notion that she chose. Patty and I have talked about hers. She's given me some ideas, and I try to keep the price about the same, so then that way everything stays even. Usually about a $30 value is usually what we're going for. No, Patty, you do not have to pay taxes on it. This is tax free. It's completely tax free. You get this prize completely tax free. Alright, so now there's that one. So let's go ahead and trim these up, and then we're going to iron up everything all at the same time. Trying to keep it a little bit organized. So if anybody is close to 1,000,000 thimbles, that is the prize that you can look forward to. Of course, Mr. Wizard also has his model cars that he is, not all of them, he's not offering up all of them, but he is offering up a model car that you can use your thimbles as a trade-in for. We would give you an option of, 3 or 4 of them to choose from. He would pick out some from his things, and then you get to pick which one you want, and we'd package it up and send it to you. That is also an option. Yeah, Sylvia, I've heard that the bot's not doing so nicely the last couple of rounds. I heard that. But of course, even if you don't have 1,000,000 thimbles, you still can redeem your thimbles in for the smaller prizes. You guys saw I just refilled my notions box with all kinds of really cool notions. And I just restocked all of my fat quarters. I was starting to run low. I was definitely not out, but I was starting to run a little bit low. So I just refilled that. If you are interested in getting free fat quarters from me every quarter, you can join our members, the Fat Quarter Club, and under our memberships. That entitles you to 3 fat quarters every quarter from me. So you'll get a total of 12 over the course of the year. All for a couple of extra bucks a month. These are, keep those, throw those in the scrap bin. All right, let's go ahead and get these pressed up now. I do my pressing bar here. Set these off to the side for a minute. I'm trying to stay organized with without my assistant here, things are a little unorganized. And they're taking me twice as long. She's usually much quicker at this stuff than me. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and get this stuff pressed up, shall we? Let's do these first. On the triangle pieces or the corner-to-corner sewings, I always like to press these open. I just feel like they lay much nicer. So we're going to go ahead and press all of these open. So it's going to take me a hot minute. Move that out of the way. Move that out of the way. There we go. This is one of the oversized notions that I was referring to, these pressing bars, if that's something that you guys are interested in receiving, because I can get the 3-pack for about the price of the $30 price value. So we can do specific sets of rulers. Maybe you want my half square triangle rulers. Not mine specifically, but your own set. That's one of the oversized notions that you can choose from. The cutting wheel is an oversized notion. So there's a bunch of stuff. And if you guys are into hand quilting, and there's some supplies that you'd prefer for hand quilting or foundation paper piecing or whatever, I'm open to other ideas. It's not like I'm I want to make sure that whatever it is going to be useful to you, and it's going to be helpful for your crafting. So it should be a gift, not just, something fun. So that is for the $1 million grand prize, the million symbol grand prize. I keep saying $1 million. It's not $1 million. It's million symbol grand prize. I don't think we had any redemptions this month. We might have had one. So there won't be any redemption mailings this month because there weren't a whole lot of people that had anything. That Monday, that crack of thunder was hysterical. I mean, I was laughing at myself. I jumped out of my skin. Even my other daughter, Tony, texted Taylor to tell Taylor that it looked like I had jumped out of my skin. Like, I totally did. I jumped, the dogs barked, like it was a whole thing. It was the whole thing. It was really funny. I went back and watched the replay like a couple times. Hi, Jean. Good evening. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. Welcome back. Raymond says, now that I know what the $1 million prize is, I don't want to redeem anything except for that. Well, Sandra was still redeeming in her symbols, and she managed to make it to $1 million. So she's like, I don't know how she managed to do that, but she did a fantastic job of that. And Patty has too. Patty has redeemed in her symbols before for other things, and then the $1 million prize. So it does happen. But I understand that too if you want to hang on to them. And Jesus, I'm still laughing over that. Thought you were going to come through the laptop screen. Right, Jean? Yeah, no, I totally get that because I thought I was going to come through the screen. I went back and watched the replay with Mr. Wizard and Taylor, and we just laughed and we laughed and we laughed. It was so funny. So funny. Like, I jumped out. I mean, it was loud. Like, you could even hear it on the camera. It was just really loud. But that's the kind of craziness that you end up seeing on our members only live streams. That kind of crazy stuff. So, if that's something that interests you, make sure you click the button down below to join. 2 million is going to be a quilt kit. I'm not against that. Not against that. I haven't gotten there yet, but Maybe. Right now, let's get to the million ones and see how things go from there. Patty did say originally that she was going to hang on to hers for to get to the 2 million, and then changed her mind. So, because I don't have a prize for 2 million yet. I have no idea what the prize would be for 2 million. Oh, that's my reminder to take my meds. Give me just a second. Perfect timing. Oh, I remembered to bring them in with me this time. For those of you who watched our Piece of Mind Mending Pieces series over on Katie's channel, you'll know that I gave you guys an update on how my meds were doing. They're doing pretty good. The issue I'm having now is that because they're doing well, I'm actually forgetting to take them because I'm not like focused on the fact that I need them kind of thing. So that's actually the struggle that I'm having now. But this new med that I'm on seems to be working pretty well for me. I mean, it still has some side effects, it's not without. But the side effects that I do have I'm able to live with. They're not too severe. Not like the other one was, for sure. The other one was, they weren't like life threatening. They were just, it just didn't seem like it was really working for me. But he says, yep, I kept redeeming for the notions to get the new seam ripper. I got one in the last package. Well, Patty, I'll make sure I'll send you a couple more in this one. You have a couple of seam rippers. I just refilled all of my notions, so trust me, I have plenty of seam rippers. Seam rippers, keychains, charms, sewing charms. Raven, that's where I'm at. Yeah, that's what I keep doing. I have the reminder set and I hit the button and I go, yeah, okay. And then I get distracted and I see something shiny and, you obviously know how that goes. All right, let's go ahead and press these and then we can move forward with the next steps. Hi, baby. You already had one. We are dangerous people, Jean. We really are. We are dangerous people. No, we never have a dull moment. That's right. I like that. That's funny. I get it now. It took me a second. But you're right, we do. Oh, Wrigley's here. Shh, don't tell your baby brother. Shh. Secret's out. No, not you. Quietly. Although, the baby brother, because he's been getting meds, he's been getting a lot of cheese. So, these guys are like, where's my cheese? I like cheese. So, they can have extra treats. Laura says she's listening, she's just not able to chat. Laura, honey, that's fine. It's no problem. We totally get it. We appreciate you being here. In whatever capacity you're able to. We get it. We understand. We appreciate you being here. That's right, Raven. We live on the wild side. Hi, Jess. Good evening. Sorry I missed you coming in. Your dad is very needy this evening. No, I get that, hon. And you know what? Family is the most important. You know what? Family is the most important thing. We get that 100%. All right, last corners here, and then we can start doing some more sewing. I'll show you guys again what we're making because I know a bunch of you have popped in since we started. I'll show you guys what it is we're making tonight. So another one of those spool wall hangings that we've been working on. This was a block of the month or a project of the month program that I signed up for through Shabby Fabrics back in June. Once a month, I get a wall hanging project. With the fabric, I have to cut the fabric myself, but then I get the wall hanging pieces to make it. They've been really cute. I really like them. I've got a little behind because of the way my schedule worked out. So, like, this one is a St. Patrick's Day one, and obviously St. Patrick's Day is over. So that's why next week we're also going to be doing another wall hanging project for Easter because I'm hoping to kind of get ahead of the holidays a little bit. So that's why we're going to do an extra one this month to try and get ahead. I was hanging these at work, but then because we got behind and things like that, it just looked kind of silly. So I took it down. I actually have the hangers here at the house. Let's see, get that one set up. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be attaching these pieces all together, which is going to be kind of cool. So these are going to make our clovers. So let's go ahead and lay these up. So we need these here. This way. We need these here that way, and we need this piece at the top like that. Cool. Let's go ahead and put these together. Sylvia says, my mom, 84, I'm living with her. Oh, wow. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Really, really amazing. I did some caregiving for my grandma when she was with us at her home, not at my own home. So I have a little bit of an understanding. Obviously, not the same situation that you guys are in, I'm sure, with regards to having to do it in your own home 24/7. But, yeah. Taking care of our family is just something we do, right? I don't know why this is here. Gene says, my hubby is 84 and I live with him. And I'm his sole caregiver. Yeah, Gene was telling us a little bit about that on Monday. Bumps in the road, yeah, for sure. For sure, you guys. Wow, almost a year. Wow. Hi, Katie. Good evening. That's got to be rough. It's got to be really rough. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to need to press these before we can sew the next piece. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and press it open, at least this one anyway. We'll see. Jean says we seem to have potholes instead of bumps. Fair. That's fair. I can understand that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm just really glad and grateful that you guys hang out with me when you do or when you're able to, and that hopefully I give you a little bit of a break from the stress of that. Like I said, I have done something similar to that with other family members. Right now, I don't need to, but I'm sure I will again someday. Well, Sylvia, that's good. At least he got you a sewing machine, so you've got something to do while you're there. That's good. Ever need an ear, please PM me. I absolutely get what you're going through. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I love it that you guys are there for each other and supporting each other. It's great. Absolutely great. All right. As you guys can see, I'm using my backup machine today. Every time I pull this machine out to use it, I remember how much I liked it. I do like the machine a lot. I just wish it had a thread cutter. Honestly, if it had a thread cutter, I would probably use it more than the Baby Lock. Because it does have a stronger motor in it, because it's newer than the Baby Lock, but it does not have a thread cutter on it. Which is unfortunate, because I really like the thread cutter. But I do like the machine. It's powerful enough to do, for the most part, what I need it to do. It's light enough that, it's mobile. I can move it around. Wow, 20 years since his first stroke, Gene. That's amazing. Okay, so this one I'm gonna actually press towards this way. I don't think it. Yeah, that's how it needs to go. There we go. One. So we're moving right along here. Going pretty good so far. We've got our petals for our clover done. This is just a 3-leaf clover, not a 4-leaf clover. Wow, your grandson was born the same day, Jean? Wow. That's crazy. So it was both a good and a bad thing, huh? All right, let's see where we're at now. We have built our clover leaf units for now. So now we're going to need our E and our N. So here's N. Here's E. Make one of those. I was organized like 5 minutes ago. It's organized, and now I'm not anymore. There we go. We're going to attach one of these to each side. Go ahead and get this one going first. Towards the end. So these actually go together pretty quickly. They're pretty fun little projects. They're really like a one-day project. If I had a couple more hours, I could actually, you know, pin it up together or quilt it. Oh boy, somebody moved. Um, but you could pin it up and together and get it quilted and bound pretty quickly. Okay. Lots of threads today. I know about the thread cutter. The machine doesn't have one. It's okay. I'll get over it. Alright, so now we have to make a little bit of a striped unit. So we need our O's and our K's. We have 3 O's and 2 K's, for a total of 5. We need to put those together. That's right, Nancy. How? When you're only 25. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. So this one to this one. This one to this one. All right, it says to press these open, so let's go ahead and do that. Music jamming tonight. I'm liking it. I like it when you get a nice boppy, high energy music in the evenings. It really keeps your energy levels up, or at least I feel like it does. I did notice that you guys couldn't hear it. Let me turn it up just a pitch. When I was watching the replays the other day, I noticed that it was a little on the quieter side. 47 on Saturday. Wow, gee, he's my age. Actually, he's a little bit older than I am. Not to you know, depress you or anything. I'm just a baby. Son that's 3 years old and the baby girl's almost 4 months old. Wow. I don't want to drive down for Easter. His brother vacations in the house. Us and the pets are going to. His dog's scared of cats. They hiss and they. Yeah, that makes sense, Raven. Yeah, for sure. I do also, Danny, but Whip thinks I'm crazy when I get up and start dancing around the cottage. I don't necessarily get up and start dancing, but I bop around a lot. Typically, I have music going in here all the time. I have a Bluetooth speaker. So even this earlier today when I was working remote, I had my Bluetooth speaker on, listening to music. So I do a lot of chair dancing. Yeah, Raven, I have to agree. Why can't you just say help? But he'd prefer, well, yeah, because it's free. Like, you know, mom and dad, why live on your own when mom and dad can do it for you? My ex brother-in-law was like that. He bought a townhouse like 2 towns away and never moved out. Why pay the mortgage for, you know, a townhouse that you're not gonna live in? He used to make excuses like, oh, the neighbors are mean or blah, blah, blah. He used to make excuses. It was just a matter of, then he would actually have to, like, be on his own. He'd have to, cook his own meals and do his own laundry. Jean says, I have that same combo presser clapper and I just love it. Oh, me too, Jean, me too. It was a recommendation by our moderator, Terry. I was struggling with these open seams on a project we were working on, and she had mentioned it to me. And so I bought the one I bought is a 3-pack from Amazon, and it was like $5 more for the 3-pack than just to buy a single one. And I absolutely love it. It does an amazing job with open seams. It really does an amazing job of open seams. All right. So now that's done, we're going to need our G's. Let's go ahead and get those. And then we also need our P's and our H's. Here's our P's. Here's our H's. Yeah, I really like this too. Makes it lay nice and flat. Looks amazing. One on either side. And honestly, now that I've gotten it, I actually don't mind pressing the seams open as much as I used to before. Like, I really couldn't understand the benefit to pressing seams open because mine never laid flat. Like, I could never get them to lay flat like they're supposed to. So I really didn't understand the hype behind it, I guess. But now that I've gotten this particular clapper combo, they do lay nice and flat, and so now I kind of understand the less bulk and things. And so that's actually when I started pressing my seams open for the half square triangle pieces. Anytime I'm working with triangles, I press them open like that because I found that they really lay flat that way. All right, these get pressed this way. Oh, parents pay the mortgage. He got a property management job. Beautiful new apartment where the doggy poop DNA banked. So, wow. Some people are just weird. Yeah. Some people, it just makes no sense. Some people they just don't make any sense. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, the logic just completely goes out the window sometimes with some people. Alrighty, so now that piece is done as well. So we'll set that aside for now. And now we need to make some tops. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. This is going together pretty quickly, actually. I was expecting this to be a little bit slower with no Taylor, but their family's weird. I think every family is weird. I know mine's weird. I'm pretty sure I'm the ringleader of weird. Just ask Tony, she'll tell you. Where did I put my pressure foot? You guys saw it, right? The clear one? What did I do with it? Anybody see it on the table here? What did I do with it? Can I put it? Did not put it there. I didn't hear it hit the floor. Oh, geez, it was under the top. Figures. I like to use my clear one when I'm doing the triangle, the corner to corner stuff. I feel like I can see it better. I can see my stitching line better. Lucas, how are things by you? Have they been picking up with this crazy weather, or still kind of slow? And how are Tony's classroom is doing the standardized testing this week? How is that going? I meant to ask her. I think they started testing today, if I remember correctly. They were going to start testing Wednesday, which is today. That's right, Nancy. Weird is normal. Yeah, but who says that we're not normal? Maybe we're normal and everybody else isn't, you know? Maybe that's the trick, you know? Maybe that's what it is. Really, I'm gonna complain about it again, but my thread cutter, I really miss my thread cutter. Things are going smoothly with Tony. That's good. That's good. That is good. Glad to hear it. We are special. That's right, Nancy. We are special. Lucas, has Tony heard anything about? I mean, about other things. We'll go there. I know she was gonna follow up on some things. And has she heard anything? Normal isn't fun. That's right, Jean. I have to agree with you. Normal is boring. So boring. I agree 100%. Normal is boring. All right. More pieces to iron up together. Let's see. This is the top and bottom of our spool. Pieces here. There you go. There you go. Sounds like it worked out well for you, Raven. I normally put a rubber band around the sprayer on the sink on April Fools. Don't think it would be a good idea this year. No, I don't think so. I don't think that they would find the humor. I don't think they would find the humor in that this year. You might end up with a flooded kitchen. I've never been the kind of person that does pranks. Pranks are not my thing. I've heard of some pretty funny ones, but they're just not my thing. She has not? Okay. Okay. That's all I wanted to know. If she had heard anything. I meant to ask her when I talked to her earlier, and I was distracted. I had 5,000 things going on, and I forgot. It's so good that you watch my channel, Lucas, so I can ask you questions for my daughter. Because Lord knows I don't talk to her enough. Oh, that is funny, Jean. That makes it even more funny. That really does make it even more funny that he was the chief plumbing inspector. That really does make it more funny. Okay, so now cut fabric C and fabric D squares on the diagonal drawn line. C and D. Note, you will only need fabric D, one fabric D half triangle square. Okay. Alright, let's see. We're going to cut these two. So I need this big ruler, because this one's a big triangle. Alright, so fabric D. I'm going to cut one triangle. There we go. And then, that was a C actually. And then that's the D. You only need one of these. Okay, so one of these I'm going to put over here. Okay. I'm going to put it there. Kind of funny. Okay. Alright, let's put these together now. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's a good thing that you guys can't see what's just off the camera behind the doggy cam, because that is a fat quarter bundle that I'm going to be breaking open and refolding for our fat quarter giveaways. I'm glad you guys can't see that. I bought it, the bundle on clearance for pretty inexpensive price, and that is for our symbol redemptions. And I like them to stay a surprise as much as I can. Alright, let's see what this one turned out to look like. Cute. It's really cute. Hi Sandra, good evening. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. Happy Wednesday evening to you. I hope you're feeling well. If I remember correctly, you weren't feeling so hot on Sunday when we talked. Maybe it was the other Sandra. Could have been the other Sandra. We have another Sandra on the channel. We have two. The world cannot handle two. Hi, Jerry. Good evening. Hi, don't worry about it. She says she forgot. No worries. No worries. No worries. How are you feeling, Terry? I know you were not feeling so hot recently. Alright, so here's our little spool assembly. Thank you. Another spool. So cute. So cute! That's real quick. No. It really needs to lay a little flatter. I'm gonna use some of my same stuff. My friend was watching The Masked Singer. It makes her happy. No, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, Terry. You gotta do what makes you happy. I was telling everybody earlier, I'm not really. Still kind of sleepy. Um, Benji had his snip surgery on Tuesday, yesterday, and we had to be at his. We had to drop him off at the vet at a god awful early time. Like, well before we had to be at the vet almost an hour and a half before I normally get out of bed. so so I was and then we have to pick him up in the afternoon, and then there's all the anxiety and all day long, and then trying to sleep last night too when every time he made a sound or moved I was awake to check on him. And so he's doing fine, he's doing good, he's sleeping. That's why there's no puppies in here. That's actually why you see a dog bed at the end of a bigger dog bed at the end there, because he's been in here with me because I'm working remote from home on the next couple of days so that I could be with him, keep an eye on him. And so yeah, I was just I was so tired last night. Like by the time I got home and the adrenaline had calmed down and everything had calmed, I was just like I can't even keep my eyes open anymore. So I had to say no. Oh boy, we're gonna do some weird trimming here. So this is weird. So give me a second here. So I've got this piece here. Gotta get attached to the top here. Let's do that first. Some weird trimming going on here, folks. Give me a second. I'm reading the directions here. Press this one towards the top. So. And then I need that 1D triangle, which is that smaller one over there. Draw a line. Alright, so there's that one. Now I need to do this one. I was showing our members this trick to center up a triangle when you have to show a triangle onto a square. Showing all of our members how to do this. Patty, I was trying to figure out what you were trying to say with all those. I think you're just being silly. I'm like, what is she trying to tell me? Patty redeemed in her million thimbles tonight, folks. Her million thimble package is being prepared as we speak. In fact, I have the box just off camera that I'm building for her. Alright, so there's that one. Now I gotta tuck the two triangles to the sides. That's this one here. Overlap fabric C triangle 1/2 inch from the bottom seam. Oh, this way. These are kind of complicated instructions. half an inch. Okay, that's a half an inch. Hi, baby. So what we're trying to do here is we're building a square, and then we're going to cut it on an angle. So it's kind of being a little wonky here. Give me a minute to figure it all out. It's kind of a little bit tricky. Okay. There it goes. Press it out. Weird. Weird. Okay. And I gotta go this way with this one. Make sure that I'm a half an inch overlap. Just odd. Okay. Odd. Jean says she needs to run to hubby's calling. No problem, Jean. No problem. We completely understand. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Hope you have a great rest of your week. We will be back here on Sunday for our cross-stitching project. We'll be working on our Cinderella cross-stitch again. I'll get to show you guys some of the goodies that I purchased for our cross-stitching stuff. I'm really getting into it again. Oh, let's see. Lots of threads here, folks. Alright, so now we gotta do some weird trimming. I gotta read the instructions here. I haven't really read them carefully anyway. I kind of glanced at them, but I didn't really read. Let me press this real quick. Using an evaporating pen. Okay. Draw a line diagonally through the unit. Then using a square ruler with the diagonal drawn line, align the bottom of the ruler so there's a 1/4 inch seam from the bottom of the spool. Trim spool unit to 6.5 by 6.5. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that my pen is a water soluble pen. So let's just double check and make sure. Where is my pen? I don't have a heat one. I have a water one. Let's see, where is it? It's been a hot minute since I've used it, and now it's buried in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. All the way in the bottom. There you go. I end up having to clean out this bin every once in a while because I fill it with too much crap. Then I have to unfill it with the crap. This is water erasable. So let me do that. I just need to make sure that I'm trying to test it to make sure I can get the line off once I make this line. I might just use like a gentle. Yeah, that seemed to actually wipe right off. Got a little bit left there. Let's see if I can get that off. I'm just testing out this one little corner here to make sure that it comes off. It keeps coming back. I don't think I want to do this with this pen because it keeps coming back. So we're going to use just a regular pencil instead because I feel like that'll be easier for me to get off. Really light pencil line instead. Draw a diagonal line from this corner here. Did you get a new iron? No, Terry. No, I did not end up getting a new iron. It started working the way it was supposed to again, so I said, screw it, I'll keep it and see what happens. But no new iron for me. Not yet, anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a light pencil line. Close enough. Close enough for government work. Alright, so now I take that line and I take a square ruler. A 45-degree line. Let me read these instructions again. So using an evaporating pen, which I use a pencil, draw a line diagonally through the unit, which I did. Then using a square ruler, which that might be part of the problem. This is the smallest square ruler I have. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Using a square ruler, because this is all I got. It's a little overkill, I understand, but I don't have a small square one, so it is what it is. Using a square ruler, align the diagonal line on the ruler with the diagonal drawn line. Okay, gotcha. Got it. Okay, we're going to need some more space here because this is a really big ruler. This ruler is completely overkill. Okay. On the line. Got it. Align the bottom of the ruler so there's 1/4 of an inch from the bottom of the spool. Okay. Line the bottom of the ruler so that there's 1/4 inch seam from the bottom of the spool. Trim spool unit to 6.5 by 6.5. See the diagram. So there's 1/4 of an inch there. That's 1/2 inch. So how am I going to get 1/4 of an inch there and 1/4 of an inch there? Oh, I see. Okay. I gotcha. I got it. But my spool is completely off. Because there's no way, because I'm supposed to get 1/4 of an inch on both sides. But I'm supposed to line this up with that. I'm understanding what I'm supposed to be doing, but it's not really lining up. Because that's lined up. Oh, I see what the problem is. This piece down here is completely wonky. Why is it completely wonky? That one's completely wonky. So if I measure it against this one here, I think that's going to be better because this one is off. Okay. We're going to give it a go. We're going to try it. We screw it up. We screw it up. Oh, we already moved it. No. Okay, so basically I'm squaring off this corner here. Okay. Now I'm going to trim it to 6.5 inches. Now that I've got that corner squared off. And I think now I can actually use my regular ruler. Because now I can go to 6.5 inches this way. Yeah. This ruler is not big enough. Story of my life! Every ruler is too small. Every ruler I have is too small. So I end up having to use the big one, the big guy again. Figures. That's alright. It's fine. I'm getting it. I'm understanding what I'm supposed to be doing now. So now that it's squared off, so 6.5. Okay. It was a little complicated. It was a little bit complicated. But I got it. I figured it out. So excuse me. 6.5. Oh, that is way off. Oh, why is that so far off? Look at this again. That's really far off. Okay. Split it this way. 6.5. There we go, and that's better. There we go. Well, I mean, it's still not quite straight, but it's close-ish. It's close-ish. It's fine. Nobody's gonna know, right? What does your weather look like tomorrow? Apparently, we'll be driving through snow and freezing rain all the way down. Raven, it is supposed to be nasty storms by me tomorrow. They're calling for 10% chance of tornadoes. And the last time they called for 10% chance of tornadoes, we had 2 major tornadoes roll through that basically leveled towns. So, not fun. Not fun. I would not recommend driving. I didn't hear anything about snow, but I heard nasty rainstorms coming through. So, all right. So that is trimmed up now. Yay. Okay. So now we're going to. What time is it? 9 o'clock. Oh, good. We got time. So now we need to attach our pieces here. So this one. Oh, goes this way. This one goes to this side. Like this. And then this one goes to this side, like that. Sweet. Okay, iron is still hot, so that's good. Fern says it is. Oh, hi, Fern. Good evening. I didn't even see you pop in there. I apologize. She says it's been raining all day by her. Yeah, so it's been nasty storms. We're supposed to get some nasty, nasty storms tomorrow night. Pretty nasty stuff. All right. Terry says she thinks they're finally done with winter. Well, lucky you. I don't know that we're done just yet. We probably still have a little bit left. Mr. Father Winter really likes to hang on. Right, so it's telling me to press the seams open again, so we're going to go ahead and follow the instructions. I'm taking it on the advice of someone else who's probably made this project. I'm learning from their mistakes. Raven says, well, we're getting more winter. Yeah, more winter, yeah. Hopefully before we get home and have to shovel ourselves into the driveway. Yeah, that would be. So I don't know that we're done with the snow just yet, but we're hopeful that we're done with the snow. Although it really wasn't that bad. Like there wasn't there was a couple of bouts of bigger snow, but for the most part, it's still pretty weak when it comes to snow anymore. I remember there being a lot more snow when I was a kid. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but all right. That's all sewn up now. We're just about there, folks. Just about. We've got put these two halves together, and then we put the border all the way around the edge, and then we are all set. I do all of the quilting and binding off camera when I make these. In fact, I'm still working on. I ran out of the felt batting that I used for these. I ran out of the felt batting, so I had to order more. And then I ordered it, and I didn't have time to cut it, and so I actually cut it. Hi, Naomi, welcome back. I actually just got some done, and I started quilting up our February block. So I'm a little behind. Oh, this is so cute, guys. So cute. Here, let me sew this up together so you guys can see it. It's adorable. It's absolutely adorable. Let's get that center seam matched up. Center seam matched up. Nice. All right. All right. Let me show you what I got. This one says to press it open as well. Of course, I have the smaller pressing thing here, but I can try it. I do have a bigger one. I just have to dig it out. I don't think I've said it before, but I think Streamlabs has reminded everybody. If you guys would just take a second really quickly for me and go ahead and tickle that like button, I'd really appreciate it. Doing so really helps out the channel. It gives more visibility to it so we can make some more friends. We're at about 874 subscribers, which is just, it still baffles me. You know, it just completely baffles me. But, we are trying to get to 1,000 someday. And if you're watching this as a replay, please consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already, especially if you're a person who likes to lurk on the channel and doesn't really necessarily pay attention to chat or things like that. Just double check and make sure that you are still subscribed. YouTube loves to do this fun thing where it just randomly unsubscribes people. I've had it happen to me, and I know Mr. Wizard. Mr. Wizard actually became unsubscribed from this channel. Like, it was the weirdest thing. So, and he watches all the time. So it was a weird thing. So anyway, you guys wouldn't mind doing that real quick for me? Oops, I'd really appreciate it. I mean, it's okay. I appreciate that compliment, though. I truly do. But I'm not looking for the channel to, become anything huge and successful. It's not really what I want to do. I'm okay with the way the channel is now, but, getting to it, having a goal in mind is always, it's always nice to have. Getting to 1,000 subscribers and growing slowly. I'm okay with that because I would like to try to grow with the channel, not have the channel become too big that I can't manage it or I feel like it's taking over my life. So here's our 4-leaf clover, folks. Isn't that adorable? It's so cute. Now we do have the border to put her on the edge, which I'm going to go ahead and do now. But isn't that adorable? Like, that's so cute. So cute. See, there missed a good one. Aw, Raven, you are so kind to say that. Thank you for that. And I love my Raven time. I appreciate that, guys. I really do. There was a point in time where this channel, I mean, I don't want to go as far as to say it saved my life because that sounds a little bit morbid, but it really helped me. With regards to my mental health and just kind of working through some things that I was working through. It really, really helped me stay focused and stay motivated and feel accomplished and, make new friends. And it helped me so much. So much. Just so much. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get our side pieces on here. Get our side borders on. And then our top and bottom. And then we'll be able to call this one a wrap. Does anybody know why they, like, when they were filming, they would call it a wrap? Like, that's a wrap, like, was it because, like, they were wrapping the film or something? Was it because they were, like, wrapping it up? Anybody know? I like to know the origins of things sometimes, like, why did people call it this? Or why did people call it that? My mom bought me a book when I was a kid. Well, I wasn't really a kid. I was a young adult. It was called Why Does the Clock Run Clockwise? And it was full of all of these weird facts about just weird things that you don't really think about. Like, why does the clock run clockwise? Why doesn't it go counterclockwise? Like, who decided that it needed to go this direction? Like, that kind of stuff, Like Mr. Wizard always tells me, why do hot dogs float? Because one day that's what was in my head. And I asked him because he swore he was the encyclopedia of useless information when we were dating and said, all right, I said, all right, Mr. Encyclopedia of Useless Information, why do hot dogs float? And he found the answer. He's real good with the Google. But that's just, that's our inside joke. Every time I'm wondering about things, and he's like, well, why do hot dogs float? Same thing. I just, I like to learn that kind of stuff. I find it interesting how things like that happen. So if anybody knows, let me know. If you're watching this, leave it in the comment down below. Why do they say that's a wrap? I know it has absolutely nothing to do with sewing, but, still something curious. It's a curiosity for me. Raven, you have fit right in the nut bowl. That's right, Fern. That's right. Nut bowl. I love it. I love it. That is right. Raven says, "Wrap it up." Like, yeah, like is that why it was because like they were like that was the saying is wrap it up? Like is that what it actually meant? Like finish it? Like I don't know. I just Lucas. I don't know if Lucas is still here. Is Lucas even still here tonight? I think he might have. I thought he might have taken off. He might just be lurking. He's a pretty smart kid, though. Maybe he does know. He's not a kid anymore. I keep saying he's a kid. He's not a kid. He's an adult. But he'll always be the kid next, down the street. Can't help it. I'm old. Can't help it. Like I tell the girls all the time, I can't turn mom mode off. I'm sorry. I wish I could. I'd want to be cool, but I'm not. I'm a mom. I can't help it. Once you turn it on, it doesn't ever turn off. Once it's activated, there's no deactivation of it. I tell them that all the time. I'm like, sorry, I can't turn off mom mode. Try. All right. Top and bottom left to go. I got the working on the top right now. These are just little border stashing pieces. They're like 1 inch, 1.5 inch pieces. Just to kind of frame everything out. Everyone that we've worked on has had this little stashing border piece. There he says BRB, no problem. Love the green, right? I left the whole thing. Love the whole thing. Raven says, sorry, I treat you differently than your cousin, but you're Mins. Poor kid. Oh. It's on forever, right, Raven? It totally is. It's... No. I can't help it. Mom mode is on for good. Once it's activated, it cannot be deactivated. Tony kind of understands it a little bit because she's got the teacher mode, you know. She says, you know, once the teacher mode is activated, you really can't turn it off, no matter how hard you try. I get that too. Sounds like Mr. Wizard might be taking Benji outside. I can hear him talking to him. One more time before bed. Poor guy, he just can't get comfy. Like, he can't sit really well, he can't lay down. Last two times I checked on him when he was laying in his crate, he was just completely on his back. I'm like, you know what, that might be the best way to do it, there, bud, because where your stitches and sutures are at is kind of in a bad place, you know. That for Nancy, that's you know, I'm glad to hear that you're doing a little bit better. You know, it's hopefully you're finding some healthy distractions. And you know, every day gets a little bit better. I won't go as far as to say easier, but I'm sure it gets a little bit more manageable. It's probably the best word I can come up with for that. All right, so there we go with our border. I think the border really it frames it out nicely, doesn't it? Frames it out really nice. So that is the top, and then this is the backing fabric that they've given me to go with it, because it does come with backing fabric, and then I'll show you guys the binding fabric too. It's this green binding fabric. It's a binding and a wall hanging. So I will work on that sometime soon, as soon as I finish the February one. Alrighty, well there we go, folks. We finished it all by ourselves without the help of Taylor. Even though, you know, I kind of miss having her around. I like hanging out with her. I like hanging out with both of my daughters. I've always tried to, ever since they were little, like baby, like newborn babies, I've always tried to make a conscious effort to give them individual time. Because they were going to get so much twin time that I wanted to make sure that they knew how special they were as individuals, and that we had a relationship. It was just the two of us, you know, whether that be just me and Tony or just me and Taylor. We have that relationship. So since they were newborn babies, I've always tried to find ways to spend time with them, just the two of us, doing things. When they were really, really little, we would get up really early. One of the two of them would get up with me really early on a Sunday morning, and we'd go grocery shopping. And they were still in their carriers, and I would just have one of them in the cart with me, and we'd go grocery shopping. And it was funny because I would go grocery shopping to the same store, and we would go grocery shopping at like 5 in the morning. Like, so the only people that are in the store are people that are, you know, much, much older than me. And so they would get a kick out of seeing, you know, the little baby in the cart with me. And every week I was, you know, I was trying to rotate them. Like one week I'd take Tony, the next week I'd take Taylor, and I would go back and forth with it. And then one time, I forgot what, that's what it was. My ex-husband, who was my husband at the time, he went hunting the first year that their girls were born. And so I had to take them both with me to the store. I couldn't go by, you know, I couldn't leave one of them at home. I had to take them both with me. And so I had them both in the cart with me. And all of the, you know, the folks that had seen me shopping with just the one for, you know, weeks and months at a time, both like stopped and did a double take, and they're like, "You have twins," and I'm like, "Yep." Yep, yeah, they're actually twins. There's not just one. I've only ever brought one of them in at a time, but yeah, they're actually twins. And even my neighbor that lives right here, when the girls went out for their first Halloween, we were walking around with them in a wagon, and my neighbor came up to me and she's like, "You have twins?" She's like, "I've only ever seen one," and I'm like, "No, you've seen them both, just not at the same time." Uh, so yeah, it's those kind of reactions are always the fun ones that you kind of get. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I never realized there were two," and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, there's actually two." So, but those are just memories that I have. They obviously don't remember those memories. They weren't even a year old, but I get to remember those. Those are my memories. Those are ones that I get to lock away. But that time in the grocery store, and I know it was just something stupid and simple, but spending that time with them in the grocery store, walking through the store real quiet when there's not a whole lot of people in the store, just giggling, and that was precious. That was precious time with them, and I wish that I could have kept that up, but as I got older and wanted more things, and things just kind of got, you know, they got to be too much, and everything else. Oh, Nancy, I imagine. Yeah, Raven. Geez, Taylor, way to ghost us. Yeah. Yeah. So, but anyway, friends, thanks again so much for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you again for being patient with me and allowing me to reschedule from yesterday to today. Um, like I said earlier, I'm still not 100% for sure. I'm probably going to hit the hay here in just a second. Usually I stay up for a couple more hours, but I'm probably going to go to bed again early night. Was Taylor or Tony the one that took the whole bowl trick or treating? Neither one of them would ever do that. They were always really respectful, and they always only ever took one piece. That was just kind of they. I got really lucky with my kids. They were easy to raise. They were gracious. They were kind. They were respectful. I got really lucky. I'm not quite sure how I managed, but I got really lucky. But anyway, folks, you guys have a great evening. I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me this evening. Don't forget to hit that like button again on your way out if you haven't already. And if you are watching this and you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. As you can see, we have a great time. Even late in the evening, we have a great time here on this channel. And I really appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Um, I love getting to know you guys more. If you are interested in becoming a member of the channel where we really get to know each other even more so, we get to work on some really great projects. Mama Joyce joins me. Please consider doing that as well. I think for as little as $2.99 a month, you can do that. There's a link in the description. There's a link down below that you can check that out as well. But anyway, friends, you guys have a great evening, and I will see you again on Sunday. Bye for now, friends.